Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies video here on the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the secret of Dark Ops Zombies calling card called Liberated, which is to do the Liberty Falls Easter egg in under 30 minutes. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying there are a bunch of glitches in at the time of recording anyways, which is currently November 4th. Well, actually, I did this on November 3rd. I'm recording this on November 4th, 2024. There are some glitches, and we did utilize one in this video. Nonetheless, most of it was done just normally, and I'm going to be explaining how to basically get through it the normal way. The only thing we did is basically we skipped the very, very end part. There's another glitch that you could basically duplicate the canister if you know that step. I'm not going to be walking you guys through like a tutorial. That's not what this is. This is assuming you already know how to do this. If you don't know how to do it, I do have a tutorial, a guide on my channel on how to do the Easter egg. Check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below. The purpose of this video is going to be to try to walk you through as much as I can and explain what we did in order to basically get this. Now, if you see where the green player is, where I just looked a second ago, my teammate, there's actually there's going to be bonus points back there that's kind of hidden. That's going to give you an extra 500. Now, again, I've made a video on a bunch of different secrets like that, secret power-ups and different things like that in Liberty Falls. Check out that video. Basically, I'm just going to link it down a playlist for all my Black Ops 6 Zombies videos down in the description below. And you can sift through the playlist to see what may be applicable to you and helpful to you in going through this. Because, again, knowing where like some of these secrets are going to be, right? Like, you know, insta-kills, because you can spawn an insta-kill, you can spawn a bonus points, which gives you 500 points, extra points. You can spawn a double points, different things like that. That's going to actually help you get set up a little bit quicker. Obviously, there's no timer that's going to be on screen, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to obviously have like a stopwatch or something and be timing yourself to make sure you guys know exactly where you are at, and then you should be pretty much good to go in that regard. So I'm not, by the way, I'm also going to say I'm not going to commentate through this entire thing. I will let the entire thing play through. Whenever I'm finished commentating, I'm going to let the rest play through so you guys can see it. Now, basically what you want to do is kind of, if you're not doing this solo, obviously if you're doing a solo, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to really kind of, you know, find a very efficient pathway to kind of go through, and that's going to be that. There are going to be some augments that are going to kind of give you like extra sliding. I think PhD Flopper has one of the augments that can give you a little bit of a speed boost in your slide and stuff. So things like that can give you a little bit of a boost in your movement speed are always going to be highly recommended if you can unlock those augments. Just go through the augment list that you have, you know, just go in your augments and see which things could kind of help you out there. Again, it might be a little bit different, your augment setup, depending whether you're going to be playing solo or whether you're going to be playing co-op, but that's just kind of, you know, the method that I would go through is just kind of, you know, see what works and doesn't work for you. But typically, a lot of the stuff you're going to want on is, you know, like for example, Juggernog, you know, probiotics could give you a little bit of extra health and things like that. So make sure you set up your augments well and come in with a class that you're gonna, you know, want to be utilizing that, you know, could do some good damage. I came in here just with a random gun that I was trying to get camos on. I'll be honest, I didn't really kind of think it through beyond that. I will say tomahawks are one hit, super high round. So those are always, you know, kind of a safe bet to bring in if you want to. Stim shots if you think you're gonna need to heal, or any kind of other, you know, tacticals that might help you, you know, maybe stuns or something, just kind of stun zombies if, you know, you have trouble with that. Anyway, so what you're seeing right now is I'm getting the groundskeeper key while my teammates are actually in the bowling alley getting the other part for the jet gun. Now, if you can get the jet gun to spawn out of the box, great, even better. If not, you're just going to have to do it the other way, in the old-fashioned way, and that's going to be this way right here, just kind of going through it. Now, you're going to see me shooting bowling shoes throughout this, because what we're basically doing, if the glitch is not patched by the time you guys see this, basically you shoot all 4 bowling shoes except the pair that is going to be in the actual courtyard of the church, you know, in the back, in the field of the cemetery, and then at the very end, basically, you're gonna see what we're gonna do. I'll explain it after, because again, I'm not trying to make a guide on how to do this with glitches. You're gonna see the majority of this is gonna be without glitches. We just decided to utilize that to save us a little bit of time. But again, everything I'm gonna be explaining is gonna be applicable, and up until the very end, it's gonna be without any kind of glitch whatsoever. So just keep that in mind. Now, moving on from that, obviously, you know, you're going to want to be efficient with your money as well, right? It's not really time to kind of start hitting the box and stuff, unless you got like a, what is it, a Wonder Bar, I think, gobble gum, that if you can get one of those, you know, but again, then you got to get it from, you know, you got to hit 500 essence and whatnot from the gobble gum machine. If you can get that, again, you can end up just getting the ray gun though, and you might not end up getting the actual jet gun. So just keep that in mind. Knowing the proper path in everything, like I said, is going to be super vital. So for example, when you do finally have the jet gun unlocked and crafted, you know, you're going to hit the comic book shop up first for that first part, and then if you go on top of the roof of Speed Cola, apparently, I don't know if this is a glitch that they're going to be patching, but apparently the part that's in the window that normally you jump onto the white truck to kind of, you know, pull towards you with the jet gun, you know, through the window, apparently you can actually just kind of suck it up through the ceiling, through the roof of the building, where the Speed Cola is. Actually just looked at that exact very building right now. So keep that in mind. Now, in terms of the, once you have all that done, jet gun's done, you got all the parts done, you know, you're going to have the LTG. You're going to put the LTG down first, which is going to be at the church, because that's where you're going to be basically coming from. Well, actually, no, you got to go craft the LTG. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're going to go to the church first. It just makes the most sense to go to the church first. So you're going to go to the church first for the most efficient path. That's where you're going to put the LTG down. Obviously, like you probably already aware, if you've, you know, how to do the Easter egg, it's going to spawn a high value target. There's going to be something that's going to be timed, right? You got to wait for the high value target to actually spawn, protect the LTG device or whatever. And so at that part, what you're going to want to do is try to be as efficient as possible. Now, it's going to be a mangler, or it's going to be an abomination, right? Manglers, I think, are a little bit easier to deal with. So at this point, like, you know, once you gotten up to this point, hopefully you have enough points. You know, you've brought in some gobble gum to have, like, you know, spawn double points and stuff like that. Things that are going to help you get more money more quickly, or essence rather, whatever. Things that, you know, maybe can help you get perks more quickly. Pack punch, any kind of gobble gum like that is highly recommended. It's going to help you greatly. Obviously, you want to be getting as much salvage as possible. One of the ways to get salvage is, of course, if you have a silencer on your gun, seems to be drop. You know, zombies seem to drop more salvage. If you use melee, it seems to as well. Explosives, I think, sometimes as well, from what I could tell. Anyways, correct me if I'm wrong. And everything's like that. Obviously, you're not going to want to pick up any nukes unless you have to, because nukes are going to wipe the zombies, and it's going to prevent you from actually being able to get all of the points that you can capitalize. You're going to go for critical headshots, you know, because criticals, which are headshots, is going to make it so you get a little bit more extra money. Do some of the different things. If you don't know about the raining zombies Easter egg at the church, where you kind of throw like an explosive up towards the steeple of the church, and it rains zombies, they drop a bunch of, you know, salvage and essence. Make sure you know how to do that. That's part of my other video where I talked about all these secrets in Liberty Falls. So do that. When you actually go into the church itself, there's going to be a bunch of purple crystals kind of scattered around. Make sure that you're smashing those, because when you smash those purple crystals, they're going to have some stuff like, you know, salvage in it and different things like that. It gets you a little bit more kind of, you know, efficient with that. In terms of everything else, like I said, with the jet gun, you're going to, one of the parts is going to be to get a mangler arm. You know, if the mangler spawns first, great. You're going to be able to pop his arm off. If not, you're going to have to get 1,250 salvage in order to craft it, if you're a high enough level. So make sure you're also a high enough level to craft that, because, yeah, if you've prestiged or something, you're not a high enough level, you're not going to be able to craft that. So those are some of the tips for that. Make sure, you know, you're upgrading your, if you can, upgrade your rarity of your weapon. Now, this one's a little bit RNG, but if you can hit the vending machine a little bit at first, you know, the first few rounds while you're in spawn, again, have a whole, you know, sort of guide tutorial on that as well. That can pop out all kinds of things. I mean, if you're really lucky, it can pop out a ray gun. It's not super common. Most commonly, you're going to get salvage, which helps. Salvage is going to be very good, like I said. So if you can hit the vending machine at the very beginning of the round, if you can hit, you know, the vending machine at the beginning of the first couple rounds while you're just trying to kind of, you know, get some zombies at the beginning, great. You can also, if you want, put the rage inducer on, which is on top of the building that you spawn on. So as soon as you spawn, if you look directly to your right without taking a step anywhere, you'll see the rage inducer or whatever. You can activate that, makes zombies, makes waves kind of start quicker, zombies are quicker. So things are going to be a little more intense. You know, you can activate that just for a few rounds, stay on the roof, you know, get a few points more quickly up there, just to get a little bit more money kind of faster. That's something I'd recommend. If for some reason you would have time to do a SAM trial while you're doing something else, then I think you could do that, because you can get some nice rewards out of the SAM trials. If you can be efficient with it, like I said, if if it's in an area where you already have to do something anyways, you got to be there for whatever reason. It might work out. For example, if you're in the graveyard and you're waiting for the groundskeeper to spawn to get the key for the one jet gun part, you know, and there's a SAM trial in the graveyard, do it. You know, just 2 birds, 1 stone. You get some extra stuff, right? You get some extra rewards from that essence. You can get some perks, pack-a-punch crystals, whatever. Like I said, if you want to bring a perkaholic, you could feel free to do that. This might be an instance where you would want to use one of your perkaholics just to save you time and money, where you can just, you know, get that those perks kind of right out of the gate, just out of the gobblegum machine. If you can, that'd be great. Like I said, make sure you're setting up your gobblegum efficiently. Besides that, like I said, if you're doing this like, you know, co-op, you can just make sure everybody knows what they're doing and spread the the jobs, the tasks across the players, right? So we get this done a little bit more efficiently. So that's going to be that. And so, for example, when we have to get the second canister done at some point, what's going to happen is, by the way, right there on the footage, you seen I was trying to suck up the part out of the ceiling. It actually popped up last second before I jumped off the ceiling. So just keep looking at it. You're going to see I'm going to go back. It's going to be sitting on top of the ceiling. Again, I don't know if this is a glitch, but if it's not, if it's something that you can, you know, do normally, then this is a quicker way to get that piece right there. Anyways, as I was saying, so yeah, make sure everybody's kind of, you know, spreading out the tasks. You can do things a little bit quicker. When you do the second canister, we got to go to all those 3 of those devices and use the you know, that special device to kind of read the different monitors and change them to different light colors, right? I forget what they're called, the devices. But anyways, when you're doing that, for example, obviously if you have more than one player, you're gonna be able to spread that out. If you're solo, you're gonna have to run to each location, and so you just want something, you know, a path that's going to be kind of the most efficient, if you will. So a lot of this is just kind of learning the best, you know, paths of efficiency. A lot of this is just kind of, you know, basic tips and tricks that you may already know. There's no secret sauce to getting this done, really. It's just really knowing how everything works mechanically, knowing the Easter egg inside and out, and just understanding, you know, what to do in order to set up the you know, as quickly as possible. Like I said, with your guns, you want to increase the rarity so you can actually, you know, get things done a little bit quicker. And especially when we're at this high value targets section, it's going to be able to, we're going to be able to take the high value target out a little bit more, you know, quickly, if you will. So things like that, right? Obviously, if you can, you know, get as much salvage as possible right out of the gate, that would be ideal. You know, beyond that, I mean, again, you're kind of pressed for time, so you're not going to have time to really set up. But if you're not going to be doing, you know, obviously by then the glitch might be patched, but if you're not going to be doing the glitch for the final kind of quote-unquote boss fight, it's not really a boss, but you know what I mean, 3 waves of enemies or whatever, there is a way for it to make it rain fire inside the church, which again, I covered in that video where I talked about all the secrets of, you know, Liberty Falls and whatnot. There's 2 different kind of areas you're going to shoot, and it can rain fire. That can give you a little bit of help. Mutant injections are always going to be helpful if you could bring something like that. Obviously, you want self-resistance in case you go down. Now, I mean, they're not as crucial. Like if you don't have enough salvage to get a self-res and to get, you know, like a mutant injection, which one would I choose? I'm not sure. It's kind of up to your playing style, right? Personally, if I could only choose one, I mean, the mutant injection is kind of like a get out of free jail card anyways, so there is that, but I don't know. You're gonna have to kind of determine that on your own. Beyond that, I'm trying to think, like, you know, what else I can really say that would help you guys out, really, but you know, I think it's just a lot of it is just really set up, you know, having the proper ammo mods. I mean, field upgrades are your friend, right? Not field upgrades, sorry. Augments are your friend. Proper field upgrades are going to be useful. I was using Ether Shroud. I don't know, was I using Energy Mine actually in this video? I don't know. I've been using a lot of Ether Shroud, the point is. And Ether Shroud can make you invisible to zombies for a period of time. You can do some damage. So, you know, if you are in that final boss phase, you can do that. Healing Aura, though, will also heal you very quickly. If you have teammates that go down, it'll res your teammates instantly without having to go up to them. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to each one. Maybe if you're playing with a squad, you just kind of, you know, spread out, you know, who has what kind of, you know, field upgrades each person has. But like I said, unlocking those augments, make sure you're always going into your research augments section in the main menu, and make sure that you are researching augments. Now, it is worth noting that once an augment is fully researched, if you're in the middle of a game, it'll just switch to like the next random augment or whatever to research, you know. So if you're like researching healing aura and then, you know, that finishes, it'll just switch to whatever's next automatically. So you're not going to be just like stuck, you know, wasting time. Thankfully, the way that, you know, Treyarch made this game, it's going to switch to the next research automatically. Point is, it does take a lot of grinding, so definitely research the augments that, you know, you want to do first. And now if some of them are locked, it's just because you got to research more augments. So if you see that some of them are locked, just research whatever augments are unlocked. And once you unlock more augments, then more research is going to be available, if that makes sense. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. And I think for the most part, that's pretty much, you know, the gist of it is like knowing where those secret power-ups are, knowing how to be most efficient with, you know, earning salvage and essence and the most efficient paths to kind of run through. And I think that's pretty much it. That's why I'm kind of, you know, showing you guys a little bit of, you know, the actual full gameplay of what we did. Yes, we skipped the final boss fight with a glitch, but if we hadn't, we would have had like, I think, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes to well, no, actually, no, because that was actually by the time we got to the end of this, it was like 27-ish minutes, 28 minutes. So if we had actually done the boss fights, it would have been roughly the same amount of time anyways, but we just would have had to survive it, if that makes sense. So the glitch is basically just like you shoot 4 of the bowling shoes, you leave the last one there. When it's a parasite round or a vermin round, you go ahead and you activate the, you put in the last canister for the Easter egg, so that you can start the Easter egg. But the Easter egg's not going to start on a vermin round for some reason. Again, this could be patched by the time you watch this, but I'm just mentioning it really quick in case it's not. And so when it's a vermin round, you start, you go to activate the final step of the Easter egg to do the boss room fight. But what you do first is, before you do that, is you shoot the final pair of bowling shoes that are in the graveyard, and then you activate it. And so what's going to happen is that it's going to end up spawning you in the bowling room, and you're going to completely skip the kind of whole boss fight. Manglers are going to spawn afterwards, or they're supposed to spawn afterwards. They didn't for us, but for most people they did. And then you're going to have to kill the manglers that spawn outside, so you're not going to go near the church. You're going to be just kind of hanging around the bowling alley, and there's going to be manglers that are going to spawn out of like the funeral home or whatever. And that's basically what you're going to be doing for the most part, if you want to do the glitch. If you're not doing the glitch, like I said, it's just survivability in there. It's going to be roughly the same amount of time that you're going to have to spend anyways. You just got to know how to survive in there. Like I said, if you can have, mutant injections, that's always super helpful. Things like that. Obviously things that can distract the enemies. If you want to bring decoy grenades, it's up to you. Like I said, if you need something that helps you kind of one-hit most enemies, not the special enemies, but tomahawks are great. I'm telling you, try them out. They're really, really good. It's crazy. I love it. Upgraded knives could be really good with melee macchiato, where they can one-hit zombies until like super high rounds. Like I'm talking like round 150. You can almost be like one-hitting zombies if you have a triple packed gold knife with melee macchiato. It's crazy OP, which is really good. I hope they never nerf that, because I think that, it's a knife, right? There's risk versus reward with it anyways. So I think that's good. So I think that's the gist of it. I think that's pretty much all I can explain. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm leaving out, but again, maybe all this seemed kind of obvious to you. Maybe it's not obvious to everybody. Like I always say on the channel, what's obvious to you may not be obvious to somebody else, right? We all have different kind of perspectives, ways of thinking through these things. And so I'm trying to mention these things. If you came here thinking there was a secret sauce to this, like I said, besides actually doing glitches, there's no kind of secret recipe besides what I'm kind of telling you. I'm just trying to reiterate what may already be obvious to you or may not be obvious to you, things you may not have thought of, different things like that. In terms of the paths and stuff like that, like I said, you just got to know the efficient paths. For example, if I want to go from the location I'm at right now, see the location I'm at? Excuse me. There's a bus beside me right here. If I want to go up to where Speed Cola is, am I gonna go the long way around the right side of the bus, or am I gonna go the short way, which is where you see I'm shooting zombies right now on the left side? Of course I'm gonna go on the left side. Now that seems obvious to you. Of course it's obvious to you, but it's little things like that in terms of your pathways that you need to think of, the nuance, the things that can shed 5 seconds right here and there, 3 seconds, right? Because those seconds, if you shave enough seconds off here and there, those 1 second, 2 seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds end up turning to a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. That gives you just that extra little bit of time that you just may need to complete this in time. So, you know, think that through and you should be good to go. Okay, I'm going to shut up at this point. I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this to see how we kind of, you know, accomplished it. Yes, okay, we skipped the final boss fight, you know, but like I said, if it wasn't for skipping it, I will just say, if it wasn't for skipping it, we would have just made sure that we had some weapons that can really hold down, right? Try to get them upgraded as much as possible. Now, obviously, you know, we're a little bit more limited. We might not be able to get pack 3 weapons unless we have, you know, certain gobblegums. So we're a little bit more limited, right? It is a little bit of a tricky Easter egg to do in that regard. So, you know, just kind of do your very, very best. Thunder Gun is great, by the way. If you use the R2, it can suck up a bunch of zombies. If you use the L2, it does this big blast around you. And if you do the big blast around you, what's basically going to happen is it's going to wipe out pretty much every zombie that's there, depending, obviously, if it's like pack punch. If you can like get it to pack 1 or 2, I mean, even better. It's going to wipe out a bunch of zombies around you. And for like the elites and stuff, you know, for like the manglers and whatnot, it's going to do some pretty good damage on them as well. It'll like, it might crack their shields and whatnot. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, if you can triple pack the jet gun, I've tried it above round 100, and it doesn't necessarily one-hit a mangler at around 100, but I mean, it cracks them pretty hard where, and it stuns them too. So utilizing that might be something that you're like, yeah, I know that, but I mean, something you just might not think of, right? In the moment. So think of those things, you know, like I said, things that can distract enemies, buy you some time. Monkey bombs, you know, if you can afford them, are always a good bet. Different things like that, you know. I think that's pretty much all I can really offer you guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any other tips or tricks for everybody else, let us all know. Let us all help each other out in the comment section, just so we can all kind of help each other get this done. And get that really cool, I mean, I think it's a really cool calling card that you get for it. And just another Dark Ops, which gives you a bunch of XP as well, which is always nice. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe for more, and enjoy the rest of this, which I think the rest of this is just pretty much the boss fight that we skipped, but you can see how it happens. And I'll see you guys soon in another one. Tell them friends, game on. Thanks for watching.
Written time for you, you lucky undead bastard.
Moment of truth, Alpha. Activate the simultaneous dimensional gateway. Do this right, and the SDG will unleash a neutralizing energy wave. And then, it's bye-bye, Dark Ether. That's right. Kill those undead bastards. Kill them all. Bingo! Everything here is empowers the SDG. Trust me, we want that orb to keep growing. Fatten up that sphere of energy. Don't stop till we hit critical mass.
Keep doing what you're doing, Alpha.
Finally, free.
Give me a hand! I'm more useful to you nerds on my feet.
Alpha team, how copy? Somebody tell me what just happened. Any station this net, what is your status? Thanos, if you've hurt them, I swear I'll...
No interruptions for this next part.
Hey you! What are you doing? Join the Skeleton Army! Do it today! Don't wait till tomorrow because tomorrow might never come. The Earth is gonna fade, that's inevitable. The next second of your life's not even promised, so you better think about where you're going, and you might as well just join the Skeleton Army. Plus, we do kinda like you a little bit, so it'd be nice to see you around here. But if you don't want to, hey, your loss. See you later!